Hello again, everybody. It's Todd Strouch, the Horror Nerd, here at the Horror Sideshow Flea Market. Things are kind of winding down a little bit, but business is about to pick up because I have the honor and privilege of standing here with Mr. Eddie Deezen. Eddie, how are you?
Hi, Todd. Thank you it's a pleasure to be on your show. You're a wonderful guy. And yeah, it's been a great show in Allentown. We're on our last 22 minutes now. So come down for last minute autographs. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We need the money. I got a wife and 4 kids to support.
Oh my God. I only have one,
yes.
but she just started college.
Okay.
So I'll dig up the buried treasure. So Eddie, I almost don't know where to start because you are a very recognizable face, a very recognizable voice.
Oh, thank you.
So is acting something you knew you wanted to do from an early age?
Yeah, I couldn't do much of anything else. I worked at my dad's jewelry store and I fell asleep in the display window. So Dad fired me from there, so I couldn't do that. And then Dad offered to buy me a Dairy Queen. There was a Dairy Queen franchise for sale in Maryland. Dad wanted to buy it. I said, no, I want to go to Hollywood. So my dad was a very generous man. He would send me $400 a month, and that supported me. And then I got Grease 2 years later. I got in the union. I started making money. But the first 2 years, Dad supported me. He was a great guy.
Wow, yeah. $400 a week, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and we get by on that,
yeah.
right?
No, that was a month.
A month? Oh, my God.
My rent at that time, Todd, was like $100 a month. This was 1975. Yeah.
You can't rent a bathroom for that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I am a big fan of your voiceover work.
Oh, thank you.
Polar Express, and I was a big Dexter's Laboratory guy.
Thank you.
Love that cartoon.
Yes. Mandark.
Yeah. Mandark himself.
Yes. The beautiful Dee. I love you, Dee.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
What are some of the unique challenges of doing voiceover work as opposed to on camera?
Well, it's easier. Voiceover is way easier. I always had trouble remembering lines. Voiceover, you just get a script and you just read the lines, so it's easy. It's hard for me to memorize lines to do a movie. Like Polar Express, we filmed the whole thing like a movie. I used cue cards. I had the whole thing written on cue cards that I read. That's what kind of a train is this? You know what kind of train this is? Well, do you? I read the whole thing on cue cards, yeah.
You know what? The fact that you just did that line, right. I will remember that forever.
Oh,
so thank you for that. I got to hear that in person.
Sure, my pleasure.
But what I won't thank you for is the whole Uncanny Valley thing with that whole movie. I'm sure you've heard that. Like
what?
The faces,
Oh yeah, it's weird.
Kind of bothered
Well, no. I went to the
like,
premiere. Literally, I walked out of the premiere. I was on the bus. I was almost crying. This is a true story. I saw Polar Express at the premiere. I was so sad. I went on the bus and left the theater. I met this African-American man on the bus. It just happened this way. He comes over. He goes, "What's wrong?" I go, "I was in this movie called Polar Express, and it's terrible. It's the worst." He goes, "Oh no, Polar Express. I heard that's a good movie." And the guy cheered me up. He was like an angel. He was like Clarence He came and he cheered me up. I never saw this guy again, but he cheered me up. So I went back to the theater. I joined my friends, and they said, "Eddie, it was a great movie, blah, blah," and we all went out to dinner. But I hated it when I first saw it. Yeah.
Huh, that is a great story.
Yeah.
I love, don't get me wrong, I love the movie.
Right.
It's a holiday tradition in our house.
It's just weird looking.
Yeah, the face,
we kind of look weird.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah.
But great movie, great songs.
Thank you, Todd.
Fantastic. So you do have so many varied roles. I'm looking at your poster behind us. Do you have a personal favorite project that you've done?
I like 2 of them. I like Grease. Grease was my first movie, and I like Polar Express. Bob Zemeckis is my favorite director. Tom Hanks is my favorite actor. John Travolta is my second favorite actor. So those are my 2 favorites, Grease and the Polar Express.
One final question.
Sure.
I'm a liar. I have 2 final questions. Okay. One, do you get recognized more for your face or for your voice?
That's a great question. So, about half and half now, really. They'll go, usually I don't get recognized, but somebody will say, "Do you know who this is?" Or they'll go, "That's the guy for Grease." And they'll go, "I thought you looked familiar." Or they go, "I thought your voice was familiar." And then they'll put it together. I'm not recognized like Tom Hanks or a big star, But I'd say it's about 50-50. That's a great question.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, what are you working on these days? Any projects?
No, we do. I'm in South Carolina, so I do signing shows all over the country in Canada. I'm doing those, and I do a thing called cameo videos. Cameos, you can order them, and we say, "Hi, Mary, happy birthday." Oh, hi, happy Valentine's Day, Ruth. And we do messages and make people happy. Steve and I do those, and I do these signing shows. Hopefully, I'd like to do another movie in my future. We'll see what's in the cards. You know how life is. It takes strange turns, stuff you'd never expect. So I'd love to get another movie someday.
Yeah, I mean, listen, who knows? You're right. Life is full of twists and turns.
Yeah.
Like I said to you before we started rolling, I saw that you were going to be here, and it really has been a thrill for me. So thank you for giving me a few minutes.
Thank you, Todd. You're very kind.
I appreciate it.
Well, you're a wonderful, nice guy, and continued success with your show.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Sure, Todd.
Eddie Deezen, everybody here at Horror Sideshow Flea Market in Pennsylvania.
That's right.
Thank you for watching.
Yes.
Todd Struch, the Horror Nerd, signing off with Eddie.
Yes.
We will see all of you in the next interview.
Yes.